Happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions. Have you ever felt like happiness is always just out of reach? Like no matter what you achieve, there's always something missing. You tell yourself, once I get that job, that house, that recognition, then I'll be happy. But when you finally get there, the feeling fades and the cycle begins again. That's because happiness isn't something we find, it's something we create. It's not a reward at the end of a journey. It's the way we walk the path. Most people spend their lives chasing happiness, believing it's hidden in success, wealth, or approval. But real happiness isn't about what we have. It's about how we think, how we live, and how we give. It's about designing a life that brings peace, fulfillment, and joy every single day. Do you know what's the best part? Happiness is a choice. It's not controlled by luck, circumstances, or other people. It's something we build through our mindset, habits, and actions. But how do we do that? How do we design a life that feels truly happy, not just for a moment, but for a lifetime? Today, I'm going to share with you 7 powerful principles that will help you create lasting happiness. These principles will transform the way you think about joy, success, and fulfillment. Stay with me for the next few minutes as I guide you through practical, life-changing lessons that will help you unlock true happiness, starting today. Let's dive in. Number 1, master your mindset. Happiness starts in the mind. The way we think shapes how we experience life. If we see the world through a negative lens, even the best moments will feel dull and unfulfilling. But if we train our minds to focus on the good, even in the toughest times, we can find peace and joy. This is why mastering your mindset is the foundation of a happy life. Most people believe that happiness comes after success. They think, once I have the perfect job, the right partner, or enough money, I'll finally be happy. But that's an illusion. The truth is, happiness isn't something we receive after achieving our goals. It's something we bring into our journey. Research has shown that people who cultivate a positive mindset tend to be more successful, not the other way around. In other words, happiness isn't a result of success, it's a tool for achieving it. One of the most powerful ways to shift your mindset is through gratitude. Gratitude rewires your brain to focus on what's working instead of what's missing. When you appreciate what you already have, you stop feeling like happiness is somewhere in the future. You realize it's available to you right now. Try this every morning. Write down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big, simple things like a warm cup of coffee, a kind message from a friend, or a beautiful sunrise can shift your entire mood. Over time, this habit trains your brain to see more good in life, even when things aren't perfect. Another essential part of mastering your mindset is self-talk. The way you speak to yourself determines your confidence, motivation, and emotional well-being. If your inner voice constantly says, "I'm not good enough," "I always fail," or "nothing ever works out for me," your mind will believe it and your actions will reflect it. But when you replace negative self-talk with empowering words, your perspective changes. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," say, "I am learning and I will figure this out." Instead of thinking, "I always fail," remind yourself, "Every failure is a lesson that brings me closer to success." Your mind listens to the words you repeat, so make sure you're feeding it with belief, not doubt. Another powerful shift in mindset is learning to see challenges as opportunities. Life will never be free of problems, but instead of viewing difficulties as roadblocks, see them as stepping stones. Every obstacle carries a lesson, and every failure brings growth. The happiest people aren't those who avoid struggles, they're the ones who learn from them and keep moving forward. When something goes wrong, instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" try asking, "What can I learn from this?" or "How can I grow because of this?" That single shift in perspective can turn frustration into fuel and disappointment into determination. Finally, surround yourself with positivity. The people, information, and environment you engage with daily shape your thoughts. If you spend time with negative, complaining, or toxic people, their mindset will influence yours. But when you surround yourself with uplifting, ambitious, and grateful individuals, their energy will inspire you to think bigger and be happier. This also applies to what you consume. Watch motivational content, read books that expand your perspective, and avoid news or social media that fills your mind with negativity. Mastering your mindset isn't about ignoring problems or pretending life is perfect. It's about training your brain to see the possibilities, even in tough times. Happiness doesn't come from a flawless life. It comes from a strong mindset that finds joy, meaning, and gratitude in every moment. Once you take control of your thoughts, you take control of your happiness. And that is the first step to designing a happy life. Number 2, purpose and passion. Fuel for a fulfilling life. Happiness is not just about feeling good in the moment. It's about waking up each day with a sense of meaning and direction. A life without purpose feels empty, no matter how much money, success, or comfort you have. But when you have something meaningful to work toward, something that excites and inspires you, you experience a deeper, lasting kind of happiness. Purpose gives life depth, while passion fuels your motivation to keep going, even when things get tough. If you've ever wondered why some people seem genuinely happy despite facing obstacles, it's often because they are driven by something larger than themselves. Most people spend years searching for their purpose, waiting for some grand revelation. But purpose isn't something you find. It's something you build through your actions, experiences, and self-discovery. The first step is to identify what makes you feel alive. What are the things that light a fire within you? What activities make time fly by? What kind of work or contribution makes you feel fulfilled? Your purpose is often connected to your natural strengths and interests, the things you love doing even when no one is watching. Many people believe that passion and purpose are reserved for the lucky few, but the truth is, anyone can cultivate them. The problem is, too many people settle for a life that is comfortable but uninspiring. They choose security over fulfillment and routine over growth. They convince themselves that passion is a luxury they can't afford, or that purpose is something only reserved for the extraordinary. But in reality, purpose is simply living intentionally, making sure your daily actions align with your values and long-term vision. Some people find their purpose in their careers: teachers who love shaping young minds, artists who express emotions through their work, or doctors who feel fulfilled in saving lives. But purpose isn't limited to your job. Some people find purpose in their families, in helping others, in learning and sharing knowledge, or in creating something meaningful. The key is to identify what truly matters to you and then take action to integrate it into your life. One common fear is that pursuing your purpose requires a major life change, like quitting your job or starting over completely. But you don't have to turn your world upside down overnight. You can begin by making small changes that align your daily life with what excites you. If you love music but work in finance, set aside time each day to play an instrument. If you're passionate about helping people, start volunteering in your community. If you dream of starting your own business but feel stuck in your current job, dedicate an hour each night to learning and planning your future. Passion and purpose don't require a perfect plan. They require action. One of the biggest obstacles to living a purposeful life is fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of stepping out of your comfort zone. Many people ignore their passions because they're afraid they won't succeed. But success isn't what creates purpose. Commitment is. If you're willing to dedicate yourself to something you love, even in small ways, it will grow into something meaningful over time. It's also important to understand that purpose can evolve. What excites you today may be different from what fulfills you in 10 years, and that's okay. The key is to stay open to growth and new experiences. Many people believe they must have everything figured out from the start, but purpose is a journey, not a fixed destination. Give yourself permission to explore different interests, change directions, and embrace the unknown. Living with purpose also means focusing on impact, how your actions affect the world around you. True fulfillment comes from contributing to something beyond yourself. This doesn't mean you need to change the entire world, but even small acts of kindness, service, or creativity can bring a sense of purpose. When you use your passions to help others, inspire change, or create something valuable, your happiness deepens because you're making a difference. Another important aspect of purpose is having a vision for your life. Take some time to imagine your ideal future. What kind of person do you want to become? What legacy do you want to leave behind? What goals would make you proud? When you have a clear vision, decision-making becomes easier because you know what truly matters to you. Instead of drifting through life, reacting to circumstances, you take charge and create the life you want. To cultivate a life of passion and purpose, start by asking yourself some key questions. What activities or subjects excite me the most? When do I feel most alive and fulfilled? What problems do I love solving? How do I want to contribute to the world? If I had unlimited time and resources, what would I spend my days doing? The answers to these questions can guide you toward a more meaningful life. Remember, your purpose doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be yours. In the end, happiness isn't about waiting for purpose to find you. It's about creating it through your actions, curiosity, and courage. The moment you decide to align your life with what truly matters to you, you'll start experiencing a deeper, more lasting kind of happiness. And that's a life worth waking up for every day. Number 3, relationships and connection, the heart of happiness. No matter how much success, wealth, or personal achievements we accumulate, happiness feels empty if we don't have people to share it with. Relationships are the heart of a happy life. Human beings are wired for connection, and the quality of our relationships determines the quality of our happiness. Whether it's family, friends, romantic partners, or even the people we interact with daily, the strength of our connections shapes our emotional well-being. A fulfilling life is not just about what we accomplish, but also about who we experience it with. In today's fast-paced, digital world, many people feel lonelier than ever. Social media has made it easy to communicate, but harder to connect on a deeper level. We can have hundreds of online friends, yet still feel isolated. The truth is, happiness doesn't come from the number of relationships we have. It comes from the depth and authenticity of those connections. Real relationships require time, effort, and emotional investment. The happiest people are not those who have the most followers, but those who have meaningful bonds with others. One of the most powerful ways to cultivate happiness is by nurturing relationships that bring joy, support, and growth. This starts with being intentional about the people we allow into our lives. Surround yourself with those who uplift and inspire you. Spend time with those who encourage your dreams, celebrate your victories, and stand by you during challenges. Avoid toxic relationships that drain your energy, feed negativity, or make you feel unworthy. Sometimes, the biggest step toward happiness is letting go of relationships that no longer serve your well-being. Building strong connections also requires being present. In our busy lives, it's easy to get caught up in work, responsibilities, and distractions. But true relationships thrive when we make time for them. How often do we sit across from someone at dinner while scrolling through our phones? How often do we respond with, "I'm fine," instead of having a meaningful conversation? To truly connect, we must be present, not just physically, but emotionally. Give your full attention when talking to someone. Listen not just to reply, but to understand. The simple act of making someone feel heard and valued can strengthen relationships in ways we often underestimate. Another essential part of meaningful relationships is gratitude. We often take the people in our lives for granted, assuming they will always be there. But expressing appreciation strengthens our bonds and deepens our happiness. A simple thank you for their support, kindness, or presence in your life can make a big difference. Think about a time when someone genuinely appreciated you. It likely made you feel seen and valued. Now imagine giving that same feeling to the people around you regularly. The more gratitude we express, the stronger our relationships become. Forgiveness is another key element in maintaining happy and healthy connections. No relationship is perfect. Disagreements, misunderstandings, and mistakes are inevitable. Holding on to grudges, resentment, or past wounds only weighs us down. Forgiveness is not about excusing bad behavior. It's about freeing ourselves from the burden of anger. When we learn to let go, we create space for healing and deeper connection. Happy people understand that peace is more valuable than pride, and that relationships thrive on understanding, not perfection. Kindness is another powerful tool in strengthening relationships. Small, thoughtful gestures can transform our connections. A kind word, a thoughtful note, or a simple act of help can brighten someone's day and deepen your bond. It doesn't take grand gestures to show someone you care. Sometimes the smallest efforts have the biggest impact. The happiest people give love freely, not because they expect something in return, but because they understand that love grows when shared. Relationships are also about giving and receiving support. Life is full of ups and downs, and having people to lean on makes all the difference. But support is a two-way street. Be there for others in the same way you hope they will be there for you. Celebrate their achievements, encourage their dreams, and offer a listening ear when they struggle. True happiness comes not just from being loved, but from loving others wholeheartedly. One of the best ways to strengthen relationships is by creating shared experiences. Happiness multiplies when moments are shared with people who matter. Whether it's traveling together, having deep conversations, working on a shared goal, or simply laughing over old memories. These experiences create bonds that last a lifetime. Prioritize making memories with the people who bring happiness into your life. At the same time, building strong relationships also requires understanding and accepting differences. No two people are exactly alike. There will always be differences in opinions, habits, or perspectives. But instead of seeing differences as obstacles, learn to embrace them. True connection is not about finding people who think exactly like you. It's about valuing others for who they are. When we seek to understand instead of judge, we open the door to deeper relationships. Lastly, the most important relationship you will ever have is the one with yourself. Before we can fully love and connect with others, we must learn to appreciate and accept ourselves. Many people seek validation and happiness from external relationships, but true fulfillment begins within. When you cultivate self-love, confidence, and inner peace, your relationships naturally become healthier and more fulfilling. Happiness is not a solo journey, it's a shared experience. The people we connect with shape our joy, our memories, and our growth. By investing in meaningful relationships, being present, showing gratitude, and spreading kindness, we create a life rich in love and fulfillment. At the end of the day, happiness isn't about what we have, it's about who we have beside us. Number 4. Health and energy, the physical foundation of a happy life. Happiness is not just a state of mind. It is deeply connected to the way we feel physically. Our body and mind are inseparable. And when we take care of our health, we create the energy and vitality needed to enjoy life to the fullest. Many people chase external goals, thinking money, success, or relationships will make them happy. But they neglect one of the most fundamental sources of joy, a healthy body. Without good health, even the most exciting achievements can feel exhausting, and without energy, even the best moments can feel overwhelming. Imagine having all the opportunities in the world, but lacking the energy to embrace them. A strong, healthy body allows you to wake up feeling refreshed, handle stress more effectively, and engage in activities that bring joy. But too often, we take our health for granted until we lose it. The good news is that happiness and physical well-being are within our control. By making small but intentional choices every day, we can transform the way we feel, both physically and mentally. One of the most powerful ways to boost happiness is movement. Exercise is not just about looking good, it is about feeling good. Physical activity releases endorphins, often called the happiness hormones, which instantly improve mood, reduce stress, and increase overall well-being. Studies have shown that regular exercise can be as effective as antidepressants in lifting mood and reducing anxiety. Whether it's walking, running, yoga, dancing, or strength training. Finding a form of movement that you enjoy makes it easier to stay consistent. The key is not perfection but progress. Moving your body every day, even if it's just for a few minutes, can have a profound impact on your happiness. Another essential pillar of health is nutrition. The food we eat directly affects our energy levels, mood, and brain function. While processed foods, sugar, and excessive caffeine may give short-term pleasure, they often lead to crashes, fatigue, and even long-term health issues. On the other hand, a diet rich in whole foods, vegetables, fruits, lean proteins, and healthy fats provides sustained energy and mental clarity. Drinking enough water is another simple but powerful habit that improves mood and overall well-being. Think of your body as a vehicle. When you fuel it with high-quality nutrition, it runs smoothly and efficiently, making every aspect of life more enjoyable. Sleep is another crucial factor in maintaining both physical and emotional health. In our modern world, sleep is often sacrificed in the pursuit of productivity, but without proper rest, everything else suffers. Poor sleep leads to irritability, lack of focus, increased stress, and even depression. On the other hand, getting enough rest restores the body, strengthens the immune system, and improves mood. Developing a nighttime routine, such as avoiding screens before bed, practicing relaxation techniques, and keeping a consistent sleep schedule, can drastically improve sleep quality. When we wake up well rested, we have the energy to fully engage in life. Stress management is also a critical part of maintaining health and happiness. While some stress is natural and even beneficial, chronic stress takes a toll on both the body and mind. Many people ignore stress until it manifests as headaches, fatigue, or emotional burnout. Learning to manage stress through meditation, deep breathing, or spending time in nature can make a huge difference. Taking breaks, setting boundaries, and allowing time for rest are essential for long-term happiness and well-being. Another often overlooked aspect of health is spending time outdoors. Nature has a powerful effect on mood and energy. Sunlight provides vitamin D, which is essential for mental health, while fresh air and natural surroundings help reduce stress and boost happiness. Even a short walk in a park, a few minutes of grounding by walking barefoot on the grass, or simply watching a sunset can restore energy and bring a sense of peace. Human connection is also a vital component of health. Studies have shown that people with strong social connections live longer and experience lower levels of stress. Laughter, deep conversations, and spending time with loved ones release oxytocin, a hormone that promotes feelings of happiness and relaxation. Making time for relationships, even when life gets busy, is just as important for health as diet and exercise. Another essential element of well-being is self-care. Many people think of self-care as indulgence, but in reality it is a necessity. Taking care of yourself, whether through relaxation, hobbies, or setting aside time for personal growth, replenishes energy and prevents burnout. Self-care is not selfish. It allows you to show up as your best self in every aspect of life. Perhaps the most important mindset shift when it comes to health is viewing it as a lifelong commitment rather than a temporary fix. Many people go on extreme diets or workout plans only to give up when they don't see immediate results. But true health is not about short-term perfection. It is about long-term habits that support well-being. Instead of chasing quick fixes, focus on small, consistent changes that become a natural part of your lifestyle. Taking care of your health is one of the greatest acts of self-love. It is a daily investment that pays off in increased energy, better mood, and a deeper appreciation for life. Happiness is not just about what we do, but also about how we feel while doing it. When we nourish our bodies, move with joy, rest deeply, and manage stress effectively, we create the physical foundation for a truly happy life. After all, what is the point of success if you don't have the energy and vitality to enjoy it? A strong body fuels a happy mind, and a happy mind creates a fulfilling life. Number 5, overcoming challenges. No matter how carefully we design our lives, no matter how positive our mindset or how strong our relationships are, life will always throw challenges our way. Difficult moments are inevitable, whether it's failure, rejection, loss, or unexpected setbacks. Many people believe that happiness is about avoiding pain, but the truth is, happiness is about learning to grow through it. The most successful and fulfilled people in history weren't the ones who had an easy life. They were the ones who faced adversity head-on and emerged stronger. They understood that challenges are not barriers. They are stepping stones to growth. Hardships can either break you or build you, and the difference lies in how you respond. Some people let struggles define them, making them feel powerless, bitter, or stuck. Others use their pain as fuel, transforming their challenges into motivation to push forward. The question isn't whether life will test you, it will. The question is, will you let it weaken you, or will you let it strengthen you? The first step to overcoming challenges is acceptance. Many people resist hardships, spending energy wishing things were different instead of facing reality. But resistance only prolongs suffering. Acceptance doesn't mean you approve of the pain. It means you acknowledge it and choose to move forward. When something goes wrong, instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" try asking, "What can I learn from this?" Shifting your focus from suffering to growth changes everything. Another powerful tool in overcoming challenges is resilience, the ability to bounce back after setbacks. Resilience isn't something we are born with. It's something we develop through experience. Every time we push through a difficult situation, we strengthen our ability to handle future obstacles. Think of resilience like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. And like any muscle, it grows through challenge, not comfort. One way to build resilience is by reframing failure. Society teaches us to fear failure, but in reality, failure is just feedback. It's an essential part of success, not the opposite of it. Every failure carries a lesson, showing us what works, what doesn't, and where we need to improve. The only real failure is giving up. When you see failure as a teacher instead of an enemy, you stop fearing it, and that makes you unstoppable. Another way to navigate hard times is shifting your perspective. Often the biggest pain doesn't come from the situation itself, but from how we interpret it. Imagine two people losing their jobs. One sees it as a disaster, believing they will never recover. The other sees it as an opportunity to explore something new. The situation is the same, but their experiences are entirely different, because perspective shapes reality. When faced with difficulties, ask yourself, is there another way to look at this? How can I turn this setback into an opportunity? The mind is powerful, and the way you choose to think about challenges determines how they impact your life. Another key to overcoming obstacles is seeking support. Hard times feel heavier when you try to carry them alone. No one achieves success, happiness, or healing without the help of others. Whether it's talking to a trusted friend, seeking guidance from a mentor, or simply sharing your thoughts with someone who understands, support makes struggles easier to bear. There's no shame in asking for help. It's a sign of strength, not weakness. The strongest people aren't those who suffer in silence. They are the ones who lean on others when needed. In moments of struggle, it's also important to focus on what you can control. Many people waste energy worrying about things they have no power over, which only increases stress and frustration. Instead of focusing on what's beyond your control, shift your attention to what you can do. If you lose your job, you can't change the past, but you can update your skills, apply for new positions, or start your own business. If a relationship ends, you can't force someone to stay, but you can focus on healing, self-growth, and surrounding yourself with supportive people. When life feels overwhelming, remind yourself, I may not control everything, but I always control my response. One of the most overlooked tools in overcoming hardship is gratitude. It may seem impossible to feel grateful when life is falling apart, but even in difficult moments, there is always something to appreciate. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's wrong to what's still right. It doesn't erase pain, but it brings perspective. When going through tough times, ask yourself, what is one thing I can be grateful for right now? Even in struggle, there is always a lesson, a small blessing, or an opportunity for growth. Another powerful way to turn pain into strength is helping others. When you lift someone else up, you also lift yourself. Many of the happiest and strongest people are those who have used their own struggles to help others. They turn their pain into purpose, using their experiences to inspire, guide, and support those who face similar difficulties. No matter what you're going through, there is someone out there who needs your strength, your wisdom, and your encouragement. Helping others doesn't just heal them, it heals you too. Finally, remember that pain is temporary, but growth is permanent. The storm always passes. What feels unbearable today will become a memory in the future. The key is to keep moving forward. One day you will look back at the challenges that once seemed impossible and realize they shaped you into a stronger, wiser, and more resilient person. Difficult moments don't define you. How you rise from them does. Hardships are not the end of your story. They are part of your transformation. The happiest people are not the ones who avoid struggles, but the ones who learn to dance in the rain. Life will always have challenges, but every challenge carries the seed of strength. And with the right mindset, you can turn every struggle into an opportunity for growth. Keep pushing forward. Your strongest, happiest self is waiting on the other side. Number 6, contribution and kindness, the joy of giving. True happiness is not just about what we get from life. It's about what we give. Many people spend their entire lives chasing personal success, believing that wealth, achievements, and recognition will bring them lasting fulfillment. But some of the happiest individuals in history are those who dedicated their lives to something greater than themselves. Happiness is not a solo pursuit. It is amplified when shared with others. The act of giving, whether through kindness, service, or contribution, creates a deep sense of purpose, fulfillment, and joy that no material possession can match. One of the greatest truths about happiness is that the more you give, the more you receive. Science has proven that acts of kindness and generosity release oxytocin, a hormone that promotes feelings of warmth, love, and connection. Giving doesn't just make others happy. It boosts our own happiness, reduces stress, and even improves overall health. This is why people who regularly contribute to others, whether through volunteering, mentoring, or simple acts of kindness, often experience greater life satisfaction. But contribution doesn't have to be grand. Many people believe that making a difference requires enormous sacrifices. But in reality, Even the smallest gestures can have a profound impact. A kind word, a thoughtful gesture, or simply taking the time to listen to someone who needs support can change a person's entire day, or even their life. Sometimes what seems insignificant to us is exactly what someone else needs in that moment. A smile, an encouraging message, or an act of generosity can create a ripple effect, spreading positivity far beyond what we can see. One of the most meaningful ways to contribute is by helping others rise. There is no greater joy than seeing someone succeed because of your support, encouragement, or guidance. Whether it's mentoring a younger colleague, teaching a skill, or simply believing in someone when they doubt themselves, lifting others up brings a unique sense of fulfillment. The happiest people understand that success isn't just about climbing to the top alone. It's about bringing others along with you. Another powerful form of contribution is using your talents to serve others. Every person has unique gifts, skills, and knowledge that can benefit those around them. Whether you're an artist, a teacher, a business leader, or a student, you have something valuable to offer. Maybe your words inspire others, your creativity brings joy, or your expertise helps someone solve a problem. The key is to find ways to use your strengths, not just for yourself, but for the betterment of others. Gratitude and contribution go hand in hand. When you recognize the good in your life, you naturally want to share it. Many people think, I'll start giving when I have more time, more money, more success. But contribution isn't about waiting until you have enough. It's about doing what you can with what you have right now. Some of the most generous people in history didn't wait for wealth or status. They started with whatever they had and created a legacy of kindness. Another misconception is that giving is a one-way street. Many people hesitate to help others because they fear it will drain their energy, resources, or time. But in reality, contribution is not a loss. It's an investment. The more you give, the more life gives back to you. When you pour kindness into the world, it returns to you in unexpected ways, stronger relationships, deeper connections, and a richer sense of meaning in life. One of the most profound ways to find happiness through giving is forgiveness. Holding on to resentment, anger, or past hurts weighs us down. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting or excusing wrongdoings. It means freeing yourself from the burden of negativity. Forgiveness is one of the greatest gifts you can give, both to others and to yourself. When you release bitterness, you create space for peace, healing, and happiness. Acts of kindness also extend beyond people to the world around us. Taking care of nature, standing up for what's right, and contributing to causes that protect the planet are all forms of giving. Whether it's reducing waste, supporting ethical businesses, or simply being mindful of our impact, every small action matters. Contribution is about leaving the world a little better than we found it. One of the most fulfilling ways to live is by creating a legacy of kindness. This doesn't mean you have to be famous or make history. It simply means that your presence makes a difference in the lives of those around you. When people remember you, will they remember someone who made them feel valued, encouraged, and inspired? Or will they remember someone who was too busy chasing personal success to care? The greatest legacies are not built on wealth or fame. They are built on kindness, generosity, and the impact we leave on others. At the core of contribution is the understanding that happiness is shared. No matter how much you achieve in life, joy feels empty when it's only for yourself. But when you contribute, whether by helping someone in need, sharing knowledge, spreading kindness, or simply being present for those who matter, you create a happiness that is deeper, more meaningful, and long-lasting. Contribution is the bridge between personal success and true fulfillment. If you want to experience a greater sense of joy and purpose, start by giving. Give time, give knowledge, give encouragement, give kindness. Even the smallest actions can change lives. And when you live with a spirit of contribution, you'll realize that true happiness is not about what you get, it's about what you give. Number 7, designing your dream life. Happiness isn't something that happens by accident. It's something we must create with intention. Too many people go through life on autopilot, waiting for happiness to arrive, instead of actively designing a life that brings them joy. They tell themselves, one day I'll be happy, but they never take the steps to make it a reality. The truth is, happiness isn't something we wait for, it's something we build, one decision at a time. Designing a happy life requires clarity, commitment, and consistent action. It means taking control of your time, priorities, and choices to align them with what truly matters to you. The first step in designing your dream life is defining what happiness means to you. Many people chase success, money, or recognition, believing that these things will bring happiness, only to realize that they feel unfulfilled once they achieve them. That's because happiness isn't found in external achievements. It's found in living a life that reflects your values, passions, and purpose. Take a moment to ask yourself, what does a happy life look like for me? What kind of work excites you? What type of relationships do you want? How do you want to spend your days? When you have a clear vision of what truly makes you happy, you can start taking steps to bring that vision to life. One of the biggest obstacles to designing a happy life is fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, and fear of change. Many people stay stuck in situations that make them unhappy because they are afraid to take risks. But the most fulfilling lives are lived by those who have the courage to step outside their comfort zones. If you want something different, you have to do something different. Growth and happiness go hand in hand, and every time you push past fear, you expand your potential for joy. The next step is to set meaningful goals that align with your vision. A dream life doesn't happen overnight. It's built through small, intentional actions taken consistently. Setting goals gives you direction and motivation, turning dreams into achievable steps. But goals must be specific and actionable. Instead of saying, "I want to be happier," break it down into clear steps. I will spend more time with loved ones. I will exercise 3 times a week. Or I will start learning a new skill. Small daily actions lead to big transformations over time. Another important element of designing a happy life is managing your time wisely. Too often, people fill their days with obligations and distractions that drain their energy, leaving little time for what truly matters. Happiness isn't just about adding more things to your life. It's also about removing what doesn't serve you. Take an honest look at how you spend your time. Are you dedicating time to your passions, relationships, and personal growth? Or are you caught up in activities that bring little value? Designing a happy life requires protecting your time and energy and making room for the things that bring you joy. One of the most powerful tools for creating lasting happiness is gratitude. It's easy to focus on what's missing or what could be better, but true joy comes from appreciating what you already have. No matter where you are in life, there are always things to be grateful for. When you shift your mindset to focus on the good, happiness becomes a daily experience rather than a future goal. A simple practice like writing down 3 things you're grateful for each morning can rewire your brain to see more positivity in your life. Another key to designing a fulfilling life is surrounding yourself with the right people. The relationships you cultivate have a huge impact on your happiness. Choose to spend time with people who uplift, inspire, and support you. Let go of toxic relationships that drain your energy or make you doubt yourself. When you build a strong support system of like-minded, positive individuals, life becomes richer and more fulfilling. A happy life also includes self-care and personal growth. Happiness isn't just about achieving goals, it's about how you feel along the way. Taking care of your physical, mental, and emotional well-being ensures that you have the energy and mindset to enjoy life fully. This includes getting enough rest, engaging in activities that bring joy, and constantly challenging yourself to grow. Learning new skills, reading, and expanding your knowledge keep life exciting and meaningful. One often overlooked aspect of happiness is contribution. As discussed in the previous chapter, giving back and making a difference in the lives of others adds immense value to our own lives. When we shift our focus from just personal gain to creating a positive impact, we experience deeper fulfillment. Designing a happy life isn't just about what you can achieve for yourself. It's also about how you can uplift and inspire others. Finally, the most important step in designing a happy life is taking action, starting today. Too many people put off happiness, waiting for the perfect time to start living the life they truly want. But the perfect time will never come. The only time you have is now. Even the smallest step in the right direction can set powerful changes in motion. Whether it's improving your mindset, strengthening your relationships, taking care of your health, setting new goals, or simply appreciating the present moment, every small effort counts. Happiness is not a destination, it's a way of living. It's about being intentional with your choices, aligning your actions with your values, and taking control of your own joy. The life you dream of isn't far away, it's within your reach, waiting for you to take the first step. So stop waiting for happiness to find you. Go out and create it. Happiness is not a finish line you cross one day. It is a continuous journey, a way of living, a choice you make every single day. Too many people spend their lives waiting to be happy, believing that once they reach a certain milestone, achieve a specific goal, or acquire enough success, they will finally feel fulfilled. But happiness doesn't work that way. It isn't something that magically appears in the future. It is something you cultivate in the present. Throughout this journey, we have explored 7 powerful principles that help in designing a truly happy life. It begins with mastering your mindset, because the way you think determines the way you experience life. Then we talked about purpose and passion, the fuel that gives your life meaning. We saw how relationships and connection form the heart of happiness, because no success is fulfilling if you have no one to share it with. We understood that health and energy are essential, as they provide the foundation to enjoy every moment fully. We learned how overcoming challenges strengthens us, turning pain into power. Then we discovered the profound joy of contribution and kindness, realizing that true happiness multiplies when it is shared. Finally, we learned how to take action and design our dream life, ensuring that happiness isn't just something we hope for, but something we create intentionally. Now the question is, what will you do with this knowledge? Because happiness is not just about knowing what to do, it's about actually doing it. Reading about happiness won't make you happy, just like reading about fitness won't make you fit. The power lies in action. Small steps, taken consistently, create big transformations. To help you start, here's a simple 7-day happiness challenge. A commitment to practice what you've learned and take daily action toward designing a happier life. Day 1, start your morning with gratitude. Write down 3 things you are thankful for. Day 2, do something that brings you joy, whether it's a hobby, listening to music, or spending time outdoors. Day 3, strengthen a relationship. Call a loved one, meet a friend, or write a heartfelt message. Day 4, take care of your health. Exercise, eat nourishing food, or prioritize rest. Day 5, face a challenge head-on. Take a small step toward overcoming something you've been avoiding. Day 6, do something kind for someone, whether it's helping a stranger, complimenting someone, or giving back. Day 7, take a step toward your dream life. Set a goal, make a plan, or take action on something that excites you. Happiness is not about waiting for the perfect moment. It is about creating joy in the moment you are in. It is about choosing to see the good, to embrace growth, to connect with others, and to live each day with purpose and intention. So as we end this journey together, remember, happiness is in your hands. No matter where you are right now, no matter what challenges you face, you have the power to design a life that feels fulfilling, meaningful, and joyful. Don't wait. Start today. Because the happiest life is the one you create for yourself.